Trump has once again issued a warning to Iran, threatened the Islamic nation not to try anything cute. I quote him here, or he will end the nation. This warning comes just a day after Iran chose Mojtaba as the new supreme leader of the nation. Trump suggested victory is in sight, but with a caveat. The US has not yet done hammering Iran, also boasted about destroying Iran's navy and said the Iranian navy was at the bottom of the sea. According to the US, more than 50 Iranian ships have been destroyed so far. Meanwhile, Iran hit back at Trump and claimed they will decide when the war is over. Iran also warned US and Israel that they will not allow even 1 liter of oil from their nation to be exported.
This for the other parts of the world, including countries like China. They get a lot of their oil through the straits. So we're doing this. We have a very good relationship with President Xi in China. I'm going there in a short period of time, and we're protecting the world from what these lunatics are trying to do, and very successfully, I might add. We're also waiving certain oil-related sanctions to reduce prices. So we have sanctions on some countries. We're going to take those sanctions off till this straightens out. Then who knows, maybe we won't have to put them on. There'll be so much peace. But when the time comes, the U.S. Navy and its partners will escort tankers through the strait if needed. I hope it's not going to be needed, but if it's needed, we'll escort them right through. And we have the greatest mine-sweeping ability. We have the greatest ships, and all of we know exactly where they're placed. We'll get them out of there very fast, but we hope we don't have any of that. And again, if they do that, if they play that game, we're going to hit them at a level that they have not seen before. So we're winning very decisively. We're way ahead of schedule. Our military is the greatest in the world, with the greatest equipment and the greatest people in the world. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Iran's a very powerful country. They were going to take over the Middle East. If we did not hit them, they were going to take over the Middle East. They had thousands and thousands, since their last hit, they had thousands and thousands of missiles and everything else. Most are now destroyed. But they were going to take over the Middle East. Those weapons were aimed at Middle Eastern countries that had nothing to do with this. They were going to take over the Middle East, and they were going to try and destroy Israel. So we stopped it with good timing, and we're very proud to be involved in this, and it's going to be ended soon. And if it starts up again, they'll be hit even harder. Over the weekend, the United States military and the Israeli Defense Forces continued Operation Epic Fury very successfully. Over the past 9 days, we've carried out some of the most powerful and complex military strikes and maneuvers the world has ever seen. Now, you add that up to all of the other things, Midnight Hammer, getting rid of the nuclear threat from Iran, which was a big moment in history, in my opinion, and the great success we've had in Venezuela and all other places. Every place we've gone, we've had tremendous success. But while we're doing all of these things, we're achieving major strides toward completing our military objective. And some people could say they're pretty well complete. We've wiped every single force in Iran out very completely. Most of Iran's naval power has been sunk. It's on the bottom of the sea. It's almost 50 ships. I was just notified it's 51 ships. I didn't know they had that many. Didn't last very long. And these are fighting vessels. They're meant to fight, but they're not meant to fight against us. We continue to target Iran's drone and missile capabilities. Their drones are way down. Their drone manufacturing has been hit starting today. We know all of the places they manufacture the drones, and they're being hit one after another. Their missile capability is down to about 10%, maybe less. We're also hitting where they make missiles and where they deliver missiles. We've struck over 5,000 targets to date, some of them very major targets, and we've left some of the most important targets for later in case we need to do it. If we hit them, it's going to take many years for them to be rebuilt, having to do with electricity production and many other things. So we're not looking to do that if we don't have to. but they're the kind of things that are very easy to hit, but very devastating if they are hit. We are waiting to see what happens before we hit them. We could take them all out in one day. The Navy is gone. It's all lying at the bottom of the ocean. 46 ships. Can you believe it? In fact, I got a little upset with our people. I said, what quality of ship? Excellent, sir. Top of the line. I said, why did we just capture the ship? We could have used it. Why did we sink them? He said, it's more fun to sink them. I said, that's not. They like sinking them better. We're ahead of our initial timeline by a lot. I would say that we probably would not have thought after a month we'd be here. In addition to the fact that we've taken out the leadership twice and maybe 3 times. And we, as you know, we want to be involved. We don't want another president that maybe wouldn't be willing to do what I'm willing to do for the good of the world, for the good of our nation, to be stuck with a situation in 5 years or 10 years from now. So we think they should put a president in, or the head of the country in, that's going to be able to do something peacefully for a change. They've been doing this for 47 years, killing people for 47 years, whether it's the barracks or even the SS Cole, where they were involved. Very strongly, they always denied it. But where they were very strongly involved in all of the people that died through the roadside bombs, died and are right now walking around with no legs, no arms, a face that's been so badly damaged. The Iranian regime has been attacking Americans and spreading terror for 47 years, and despite these countless opportunities to renounce their nuclear ambitions, which they had just a short while ago, they told Mr. Witkoff, who is standing right over here, they said, they actually said, we want to keep building. Essentially, in a real nutshell, we want to continue to build nuclear weapons. If we didn't knock out Midnight Hammer, if we didn't knock out their Iranian potential, if we didn't do that with Midnight Hammer, they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have used it long before now. And at a minimum, Israel would have been annihilated.
Well, that's what the American president has said, that it was more fun to sink a ship than to capture and use it. That's what he said, among a range of other things. I'm going to go back to Rohit for more on that. Rohit, your take on Trump's address.
Well, a couple of things. First things first, I think he talked about how America has been able to achieve its objective, the ones that were listed out by President Trump and the White House, about destroying the infrastructure, destroying the Navy, destroying the production capacity and capability of Iran. So I think there was that, he alluded to that initially when he made those comments. And then I think the other thing is, we've obviously seen that there is pressure, in the global markets, economy and supply chain and oil. And I think those are the combinations where I think President Trump's being nudged a little bit by some of his advisors, we've been told, have asked him to try and work out a strategy to seek an end to this war in a way that A, America is able to achieve what it set out for those 4 objectives. B, ensure that this war doesn't, go far too long, for obvious reasons that about economy and whatnot. And then there's a domestic pressure, right? The longer this war goes on, the tougher it becomes in a midterm year for the president to defend it. So I think those are the things. But he also, Anjali, right after that, he put a tweet or post out on Truth Social saying that if Iran does not allow the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz, he's going to hit Iran 20 times harder. So essentially, I think he's sending both the messages. He said there could be a swift end to the war. We don't know if it's days or a week. But at the same time, he's not giving up on those initial objectives that America has set out to do. So we'll have to wait and watch. And I think a lot of this also depends on how Iran responds and retaliates to the American and Israeli action in the Middle East.
Rohit also about Iran has spoken about, the fact that he's been disappointed in Mojtaba's elevation as the supreme leader at this point in time, something that Iran too has responded to, saying that, listen, nobody can mess around, nobody can meddle in our domestic policies. That isn't something that's going to be allowed.
He put it out couple of days ago when they started putting out a name, and he said any involvement should have a seal of approval of the President of the United States, meaning himself. So he's obviously not happy with the son of Khamenei taking on the helm. He also ruled out Reza Pahlavi, and we actually discussed this on India Today a couple of days ago, and we said there's no way Trump would accept him. He said that he wants somebody from Iran, somebody internal, but not the son of Khamenei. So we will have to wait and watch what that means. Now, in Donald Trump's own admission, when the Israelis and the Americans bombed and killed Khamenei, President Trump said that they also took out Plan B and Plan C leaders that America was interested in speaking with. So we don't have that. So we'll have to wait and watch what lead or who in Iran is somebody that President Trump can work with. And then if there is an offer of ceasefire, maybe a week from now, 10 days from now, we'll have to wait and watch if President Trump does give Mojtaba Khamenei a chance to at least make his point. But as of today, he ruled him out as somebody that President Trump would or America would want to engage with going forward.